Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today, we've got some Seth. And let me tell you, this stuff is powerful. We're looking at some excerpts, really digging into how our beliefs, those things we hold on to so tightly, how they shape our reality.
Yeah.
And get this, the idea that the universe, the whole universe, actually leans in your direction. Ever feel like a tree drawing up strength from the ground?
It's a pretty amazing concept, right?
Totally. But instead of a tree, we're talking about your psyche, your inner self, tapping into this massive source of, well, everything.
Right off the bat, Seth throws out this incredible image. Each of you is pouched now in the natural world, and that world is couched in a reality from which nature emerges.
Oh, couched. I love that word. It just sounds so cozy. Like we're nestled in, safe and sound.
Yeah. It gives you that sense of security, of belonging, and it points to this deep connection, this interconnectedness. We're not just visitors in the natural world. We're woven right into it.
We are a part of it.
Exactly. And then he takes it a step further. It's not just us and nature, but nature itself comes from something even grander, a reality beyond what we normally see. Layers upon layers, all linked together.
Whoa. Okay, so we're part of nature, which is part of this bigger reality, this source. Then he says, the psyche's roots are secure, nourishing it like a tree from the ground of being. So our psyches, that inner essence, are rooted in this ground of being.
Yeah, that's the image, like a tree drawing strength and nourishment from the soil. That's our psyche, drawing from the ground of being.
And that's where our strength comes from, that connection. He even uses the word secure, like we're anchored in, no chance of being uprooted. Pretty reassuring, right?
Definitely. It speaks to this inherent stability, this unbreakable connection to the source. But I'm sure some people listening are like, okay, ground of being, what is that exactly?
Yeah.
It's abstract. Right?
Yeah, it's a big one. So what is it?
That's the beauty of it. It can be whatever resonates with you. Maybe it's universal consciousness, maybe a quantum field, or even this personal wellspring of energy inside each of us. The point is, it's a source of incredible strength and potential.
Okay, so we're rooted in this ground of being, which is also the source of all this abundance Seth talks about. How does that work exactly?
Well, Seth says, the source of the psyche's strength is within each individual, the invisible fabric of the person's existence. Not outside, but within.
So like we've got this internal generator, but sometimes we don't even know it's there, let alone how to use it.
And then he says, nature is luxurious and abundant in its expressions. The greater reality from which nature springs is even more abundant. Think about it. Nature is all around us, overflowing with life, and that's just a taste. There's a whole other level of abundance in that ground of being. It's mind-blowing.
Okay, unlimited abundance. We're connected. Our inner strength comes from this source. But then Seth says, within that multidimensional experience, no individual is ignored, forgotten, dismissed, lost, or forsaken. If we're always connected, always rooted, why do we need that reassurance?
Right. It's such a powerful statement, almost like he knows we need to hear it. I think because, well, we do feel lost sometimes, alone. Like we're navigating this crazy world without a map.
Without a compass.
Exactly. So Seth's reminding us, you're not forgotten, you're not alone, ever. You're always connected, always supported.
I love that. But then, this is the big question. If everything we need is there, available, why do we struggle? Why do we feel lack or get stuck?
Because of this, and Seth lays it out, a tree does not have to ask for nourishment from the ground or the sun, and so everything that you need is available to you in your practical experience. If you believe you are not worthy of nourishment, if you believe that life itself is dangerous, then your own beliefs make it impossible for you to fully utilize that available help. Our beliefs can block us.
So it's not that the universe is stingy holding back the good stuff, it's us. Our beliefs are the barriers.
Right. Think about relationships. Ever feel unworthy of love?
Oh yeah.
You might, without realizing it, sabotage things, push people away, or at work, maybe you dream of starting a business, but there's that voice saying, you can't, you'll fail, so you don't even try.
It's like we're standing in front of this open door, but convinced it's locked.
Exactly. And then there's depression. This part really struck me. In large measure, since you are still alive, you are, of course, nourished. You cannot close out the vitality of your own being that easily, and the vitality squandered on deeper bouts of depression is often greater than the energy used in creative pursuits.
It seems backwards, right?
We think of depression as emptiness, a lack of energy, but Seth is saying there's actually a ton of energy there. It's just
Misdirected. Turned inward against yourself.
So even in those dark times, the energy from that ground of being is still flowing. It's just trapped. But think about the hope in that. It's not gone. It can be redirected. turn toward creation, towards life.
That is hopeful. Okay, so our beliefs matter. They shape our access to this abundance, this energy. And that brings us to this quote. It's powerful. It gives me chills every time. You are a portion of all that is. Therefore, the universe leans in your direction.
Every time it just hits you.
Right in the
That.
core. What does it mean, though, to be a portion of all that is? It's huge.
It means we're not separate from the universe. We are the universe, experiencing itself.
Mind blown.
Right. And if that's true, then it makes sense that the universe leans in our direction. It's not some outside force granting favors. It's us, our energy, our being, reflected back.
Whoa. So as we change, evolve, the universe reflects that change. It responds to our beliefs, our intentions, what we put out there.
Exactly. And Seth doesn't just leave us with a concept. He gives us this forsake beliefs that tell you otherwise, a call to action.
It's time to drop the baggage.
Yeah.
But how do we actually do that? Those beliefs can be stubborn.
First, gotta know what they are. Pay attention to your thoughts, that inner chatter. What are the negative tapes playing on repeat?
Catch yourself in the act.
Then challenge them. Is this really true? Is it helping me? Where's the evidence? You gotta put them on trial.
Love it. What else can we do? These beliefs can feel so deep, so ingrained.
Seth says, seek within yourself, each of you, those feelings of exuberance that you have, even if they are only occasional, and encourage those events or thoughts that bring them about. Focus on the good stuff.
The joy, the things that make you feel alive.
Exactly. What makes you feel that? Write it down. Make time for it, even if it's just 5 minutes.
So it's like building up those positive feelings, those experiences, to counter the negative beliefs, kind of tip the scale.
Exactly. Shift your energy, your vibration, and you start attracting more of that good stuff. You'll see the universe leaning in ways you can actually touch and feel.
Amazing. Okay, so much to think about. And then there's this last bit. You cannot find your psyche by thinking of it as a separate thing, like a fine jewel in an eternal closet. You can only experience its strength and vitality by exploring the subjective reality that is your own, for it will lead you unerringly to that greater source of being that transcends both space and time. It's not about analyzing, but experiencing.
Going inward. That subjective reality, your unique view of the world, that's the key to unlocking the ground of being.
So the journey starts within. It's about cultivating those moments of joy, questioning those limiting beliefs, and really exploring our own inner world. And as we do that, the universe responds. It leans in, supporting us, guiding us, helping us become our truest selves. What a powerful message.
It really is. So I got to ask, what small step can you take today, right now, to start aligning with this idea?
What a great question. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into Seth, don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations into these fascinating topics. Thanks for listening.
The discussion in today's podcast is inspired by a short excerpt from the book, The Nature of the Psyche, a Seth book by Jane Roberts. Session 800, April 4th, 1977. Copyright L. Davies Butts. Each of you is couched now in the natural world, and that world is couched in a reality from which nature emerges. The psyche's roots are secure, nourishing it like a tree from the ground of being. The source of the psyche's strength is within each individual, the invisible fabric of the person's existence. Nature is luxurious and abundant in its expressions. The greater reality from which nature springs is even more abundant, and within that multidimensional experience no individual is ignored, forgotten, dismissed, lost, or forsaken. A tree does not have to ask for nourishment from the ground or the sun, and so everything that you need is available to you in your practical experience. If you believe you are not worthy of nourishment, if you believe that life itself is dangerous, then your own beliefs make it impossible for you to fully utilize that available help. In large measure, since you are still alive, you are, of course, nourished. You cannot close out the vitality of your own being that easily, and the vitality, squandered on deeper bouts of depression, is often greater than the energy used in creative pursuits. You are a portion of all that is. Therefore, the universe leans in your direction. It gives. It rings with vitality. Then forsake beliefs that tell you otherwise. Seek within yourself, each of you, those feelings of exuberance that you have, even if they are only occasional, and encourage those events or thoughts that bring them about. You cannot find your psyche by thinking of it as a separate thing, like a fine jewel in an eternal closet. You can only experience its strength and vitality by exploring the subjective reality that is your own, for it will lead you unerringly to that greater source of being that transcends both space and time. By Seth.